So here's a couple of more examples of evaluating, and this is a kind of a fraction, and a fraction is like a grouping sign also. So when you have a fraction bar, you try to get one number in the top and then one number in the bottom. And you might end up with an improper fraction. You might have a fraction you can reduce. We'll see where we go on this one. So you write this problem down, and you pause your video, try the problem, and then I'll give you the answer, then I'll show you the solution. So pause it now and give it a try. Okay, hopefully you got this all done. And what I got for this problem was 39 over 11. So 39 over 11. I couldn't reduce that, so I would just leave it like that. So if you got that, great, you're in good shape. If not, let's see how I got that. So first of all, the fraction bar is a grouping sign, so I'm trying to get one number in the top, one number in the bottom. So I'll apply PEMDAS to each of these. So, and you can work on the top and the bottom independently. You don't have to do everything the same order. So in the top, I don't have any parentheses, so the first thing I'm going to do will be exponents. So I've got 6 squared is 36, so instead of writing 6 squared, I'll write 36 minus 4 divided by 2 plus 5. Now on the bottom, I do have parentheses and power, so I'll do the parentheses first. 4 times 3 minus 2 times. Now remember, this says 2 times that because it's juxtaposition, but now we don't have the parentheses, so we could write the parentheses. What's 6 minus 1? 5, or I could use the dot. I just like to use the dot, so less symbols. So instead of writing 6 minus 1, I write 5. Everything else stays the same, plus 3 squared. So I'm just doing one thing at a time. Later you'll be able to do more of these once you get the hang of it, but right now we're just going to do one step at a time. Okay, now on the top, I'm on my multiply divide. So I've got, I'll draw my fraction bar here. And I just have one division, so I've got 36 minus plus, and what's 4 divided by 2? 2 plus 5. So that's what I got on the top. I still got powers in the bottom. So I'll do multiply 4 times 3, I'll wait on that, minus 2 times 5, plus, and what's 3 squared? 9. Okay? And I can kind of work horizontally for a while now. And in the top, I'm ready to add or subtract from left to right. So what's 34 minus 2? I can replace that by 34. So 36 minus 2 is 34. I'll do the plus 5 in just a moment. Now I can do my multiplication. So 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 9. Now up in the top, I've got 34 plus 5 is 39. So there's my numerator for my answer. That's all done. 12 minus 2 is 10. I'm sorry, 12 minus 10, excuse me. 12 minus 10 is 2. And I got 2 plus 9. And finally, 2 plus 9 is 11, so I've got my 39 all over 11. So again, you can always pause these, check these, and make sure everything makes sense. And then really, you've got kind of maybe 2 different problems here. So this is maybe 2 problems for the price of 1. So that's a good review. And there again is your 39 over 11. Okay? And the next problem. This is going to be an evaluate, and all these expressions we've had before are numerical expressions. They just have numbers. This is an algebraic expression because it has variables. So you can't really evaluate this unless you know the values of x, y, and z. Over here we say that x is 2, y is 4, z is 3. So you have to substitute in and then evaluate that. So there's a little bit more to this problem. And you can always, if you have problems, you can always check your substitution. You can pause this, try it and do the substitution, then play it again and see the first step, then you can pause it again and check the steps. So you can do it like that. You have a lot of flexibility with these videos, so you can pause them anytime you want, and you can go back. You can rewind them. Okay? So you pause it now, then we'll give you the answer, then we'll show you the solution. So pause it and give it a try. Okay, hopefully you pause this and you got it done, and the answer I got for this was 58 over 15. And I couldn't really reduce that, so I kind of left it like that. So if you got 58 over 15, great, you're doing good. If not, here's what we do. So first of all, we have to substitute. And just to show you the substitution, I'll leave blanks for where the variables go. And then I'll put the values in. So it was 5 times x, and x is 2. 3 times y, which is 4 minus 2. And 6 times z squared, and z was 3. So I put a dot there, and 3 squared. So you see you put your given values into the variables. You make that substitution. All right? And then over here, 2 times y is 4. And then x is 2, so it's 2 squared. So 4 times x squared, 4 times 2 squared. And this is going to be minus 3 times z, and z was 3. So 3 times 3. So that's your first step. So if you have trouble with that and you want to pause it and go and finish it, that's fine. You can do that at any stage of the game. Whatever helps you. Okay. So we're going to work again on the top and the bottom. And try to get one number on the top and one number on the bottom, because this fraction bar is like a big grouping sign. So I'll apply PEMDAS, and the first thing I'm going to do is parentheses on the top, because I do have parentheses. So I got 5 times 2, so I'll save that multiplication for later. Plus 3 times, and what's 4 minus 2? 2. Plus 6 times 3 squared. Make sure you have that multiplication dot up high so you don't confuse it with the decimal point. And in the bottom, I don't have any parentheses, so I can right away start my power. So I've got 2 times 4 plus 4 times, and 2 squared is 4, and then minus 3 times 3. So I did my exponents in the bottom because I didn't have parentheses. I did my parentheses in the top first. Okay, so now in the top, I've got to do some exponents just to play it safe. So we got 5 times 2 plus 3 times 2 plus 6 times, and what's 3 times, or 3 squared, or 3 times 3, 9. Okay? Oh, I think I had a misprint here. The answers were, oh, I did. I made a mistake on my work. So this answer is wrong. Pardon me. So you probably didn't get that, so I made an error. I was just noticing my notes here, because I made this a minus sign by mistake. So let's work this out and see what we actually get. Sorry about that. Okay, so on the bottom, 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. Minus 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. So this is not the correct answer, so we're going to have to kind of work through this. Sorry about that. And in the top, I have 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6. And 6 times 9 is 54. And in the bottom, I can start adding these now, because there I'm doing my multiplying from left to right. Multiply, 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 no dividing. And in the bottom, I've got 8 plus 16 is 24 minus 9. I can simplify that. Now here I can add these now from left to right. So 10 plus 6 is 16. Plus 54 all over, and 24 minus 9 is 15. Now 16 plus 54 is 60, 70. So I've got 70 in the top, over 15 in the bottom. And I can reduce that. There's a common factor of 5 in both those. I can start with 5 anyway. So I can divide the top and the bottom by 5. And 5 goes into 70 14 times. 5 goes into 7 twice. I'm sorry, once. with the remainder of 2, and goes into 24 times. And 5 goes into 15 3 times. So I can divide the top and the bottom by 5, and I get 14 over 3. So that was your correct answer. I'm sorry about that. So you got to look through it. So you probably, when you saw that, you probably said I messed up. But if you got 14 over 3, you were right. What I did when I transcribed this, I just was looking at my work I did on a piece of scratch paper, and I'll show you what I did just so you see. I kind of worked these out ahead of time, and for some reason, I changed this sign to a minus. So that was my error. But I kind of caught it the second time. I usually won't make the same mistake 2 times in a row. So there you go. So that's a good example. So that's a good one to work through and then check the solution. So that was a tough one. Okay? So those are some good examples to help you kind of review for your quiz. I hope that helps.